Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. And today I'll be reading a multi-character listener by me. So let's get into it. Scaramouche. Scaramouche is very calm sometimes and you're grateful for that. But sometimes he doesn't know how to express his own emotions correctly. And that results into them being bottled up until eventually they just come out like an explosion. A wave of emotions you cannot ignore. And gets out in the worst possible way. And it's horrible. And it hurts you. Consistently. Because this time, as the TV talked and he was having a headache, he blurted out, "You know what, Ryan? You're annoying," he said, out of nowhere. And he looked at you, scowling, telling you how you had been bugging him all day, and how he just can't have a moment of peace around you. And had he just said that sooner, the way that he was having a headache, he would have understood and calmed down. But hurting you was something he did, with those words of his. So when he stormed out, and he realized his mistake, it was already too late for a simple explanation, and an apology would be in order. Venti. Well, Venti didn't mean to say it. He truly didn't. But then once he said it, it couldn't be taken back. Mayan, I didn't mean it. I didn't, he said. But you didn't believe him, tearing up and storming all the way to your room. Don't talk to me today. In fact, just don't show me your face at all because you're annoying me. And you're sleeping on the couch. Alright? And he agreed to it. All of it. In hopes that you won't do something way worse and leave him. He will explain himself. He didn't mean to call you annoying. He was just stressed. It doesn't explain things, of course. It does not excuse him. But it just happened now. And he doesn't know how to make it up to you. That's why he goes to Barbara. And she calms him down and tells him some suggestions to make you happy. And lucky for him, it works out. Especially because you wake up in a good mood. Not thinking much about what happened yesterday. And honestly, sleeping on the couch was quite a good punishment. Especially for something that was a mistake. And something that he would work hard to correct. Xiao. Now, Xiao is an adorable person. A very adorable one. But that doesn't mean that he doesn't make mistakes. Especially when he's going through a lot. What with fighting monsters and his inner demons, of course he would have moments where he feels like he's not emotionally stable and lash out. But, in your own opinion, and his as well, it doesn't excuse anything that he may do to you. Especially not calling you annoying for no reason. You haven't done anything to him. You were just asking him about his day and trying to know what went on, and he called you annoying and bothersome. And he sees it, the hurt on your face, and looks at you in a sorry way. You could tell he's guilty, because then the next thing he says, "I'm sorry, Ryan. I didn't mean to say that. How about I just go today? Or maybe a couple days. I think I need to calm down. I'm not able to control myself right now." His voice is trembling, and you can tell he's very sad about what he had done. But before you could say anything, he teleports away. Tanari. Tanari was having a stressful week. A lot of things that went on this week. Things he didn't bother to tell you, and that was annoying you. Because you had no idea what he was going through. And felt as though you couldn't help him. You couldn't, because you had no idea what he was suffering from. And when you ask him today, he tells you, "I think you don't get it, Ryan. But sometimes you can be truly annoying. Isn't it enough to understand?" I'm saying leave me alone. Today. Tomorrow too. I can't right now. He says with a scowl on his face, and that's when you realize you're done with it. You grab his things and throw them in the bag and toss it at him. You know what? Don't see me for the rest of the month, Tanari. I don't want to see your face here in my house again. You say. His eyes widen. You can see that. But you don't dwell on it too much. Not when you escort him out to the house with his own bag and shut the door, trying to calm down before you dissolve into tears. Meanwhile, Tanari just realized how much he has messed up, and how he should not have said anything at all. How maybe he had just made a huge mistake, and now he was thinking of how to fix it. Albedo? Now, Albedo is usually very calm and very gentle, to the point where you don't expect this from him at all. And when you hear that word from him, and the way he says it makes you want to cry. And immediately he realizes his mistake when he looks at you. Oh, Lion, I didn't mean to say that. We can talk. I didn't mean anything of what I said. Please, Lion. But you just tell him that you don't want to talk about it anymore. Telling him that you need a break, and you're quite sure he does as well. That's when he lets out an exhausted sigh, knowing that he has messed up, and he has to make it up to you, one way or another, because he realizes how he's hurt your feelings, and how there was no reason for him to say anything like that at all. Cyno. Cyno is very kind usually, and knows when to stay away from you, especially if he's feeling angry. But today, it just so happened that he couldn't rein in his emotions, or rather his anger. You can tell he was going through a tough time, dealing with some negotiations that he didn't like, and he had no idea how to deal with them now. But it seems like he was in a tough spot, because the moment you try to approach him about it, he calls you annoying and a disturbance. Fine then, Cyno. I know you're going through a tough time, but it doesn't excuse this. So, instead of being a disturbance, I will just go stay at my friend's place until you get some sense in your head. You say, scoffing at him and grabbing your things and leaving. And Cyno's stress levels only get higher and higher. He was wrong, but he will try to make it right now. He has to,